everyone. So today I'm doing a reading for the collective for the month of November. So let's see. Seven of Wands just jumped out. So we're definitely overcoming some obstacles this month. I feel like there's been a lot of challenges in the way recently. And yeah, as we move through this month, there's a lot of shifting that's taking place. Obviously we have the eclipse coming up as well. But there's this theme still of needing to kind of find more deeper acceptance for where we're currently at right now and allow ourselves to be open to receive, because a lot of you have been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to achieve and to get things done and to move forward, and actually what's missing in that is giving yourself that care and attention. Yeah, in terms of money, this is another focus that's coming up this month as well. It's been very restrictive for a lot of us, and it's almost like there's some element of like needing to just take a risk and just go with it and see what happens. Obviously there's fears around like stability and security when it comes to money, and it feels like risky to put your eggs in one basket or to follow something through that maybe is different to what you have been doing, and you don't have the certainty that it's going to work out. But it's really a time to create a shift. Like, we need to look to the future now, and that maybe requires a change in approach. And this could also come in the form of someone else offering support, or someone offering a partnership or idea to work together on, or even just some help or something in that way. I feel like a lot of you are restricted in that you aren't able to allow others to help, and this need for like being in control of things on your own and being independent can be a barrier to that. So I think it's a little bit about letting your guard down and seeing what's being presented to you. There are endings that are happening this month, and like some situations we're going to be moving away from, walking away from, or maybe they leave our lives. But it's just about not getting stuck on the past, and actually, wherever you're at, you have to take what you've got and move forward. I always say after every ending, a new beginning happens. So it's just about trying to trust that flow of that cycle, really, of death and rebirth. Obviously Scorpio season at the moment, and that's obviously a very highlighted aspect of Scorpio nature, is the death and rebirth cycles. So yeah, it's an ending of an old way and a shift to a new journey. Like, we're getting the Fool and the Ace of Cups. So like, what is on the other side is so full of abundance and love and joy, and it's almost like you just need to take that step, and then you'll be able to see it. Right now it's really hard to see that could be a possibility, because there's so much going on mentally and in your lives right now that it's kind of creating this fog where it's difficult to see forwards, to see that level of possibility in the future. but we're getting Nine of Cups as well. Like there's so much that you were wanting and wish for is on the other side of this kind of, not battle, but like, yeah, like this just little hard little period that we have to get through, like this shift. Everything falls into place after that, and I feel like this is very related to the eclipses. We have the lunar eclipse on the 8th, and I feel like that's another marking point of where things are turning. At the center of this reading is the world, and it's like this is about you creating the world that you want for yourself. How much of what you're living through now or you're experiencing now is what you've wanted to manifest, or is it the projections of others, the things that you carry from your past, from wounding from the past, from traumas? How much conscious awareness are you bringing to the thoughts and actions that you take daily? It's a lot of you don't feel able to enjoy what you have, or even just on yourself by gifting yourself, treating yourself, spending money on yourself. Even that's a big one for this month as well, is the money side of things. But like it's okay to take a break, and I feel like this period right now that's what we need. We need like the heaviness of all this happening and the endings that are happening, the deaths. We need that space to rest and integrate that, and take a pause so that we can be more open, more ready to receive what's coming next. And it is gonna be so good. I feel like for a lot of you, it's around work and even venturing off into something. Maybe you've had an idea, or an idea comes to you in this time, and my advice is to follow that. If something's coming up now where you're thinking, oh, maybe I want to do this, or it's like an independent thing that you want to do, then definitely follow it. New ideas coming in, and I think there is this pause around work where you're kind of reevaluating, like, is this where I want to be? Is this serving me? Is it balanced? Are you getting enough for what you're putting in? It shouldn't feel like a battle. Your daily life should not feel like a battle. So I guess it's a lot of pause for reflection and looking at all of these things to see where changes may need to be made. There's also the element of where new beginnings are coming in. I think there's an element of surprise. This came up the other day actually as well, where there's almost this something that's going to come up, and it's maybe wasn't expecting it or not quite ready for it, but it's definitely going to bring a lot of abundance and joy. So try to trust what comes up, although it may be new and scary, or you may not feel fully prepared. It's bringing kind of everything you wanted into your life. There's still this call for hermit mode in a way, and kind of withdrawing, and that links in, when we're going through that part of the cycle where we're experiencing the deaths and the endings. We need to retract into ourselves. We need to draw our energy back within us, rather than putting too much out. So that's kind of what this period is really about. And the Magician. So it's everything that we need is available to us, really. I think that's the message that we need to remember now. But it's just about fine-tuning and looking at what ways do things fit together, and accepting where things don't as well. could definitely see new perspectives and ways of thinking coming in around this time. I mean, eclipses bring huge shifts anyway, and obviously fated events. So again, I go back to just, it's about this trust of whatever's coming into your life now, and kind of trying to flow with things rather than pushing back or resisting changes that need to be happening right now.